Hi, Maria.
Hello.
We are welcoming you.
Thank you.
We know, most of us, we know that you are doing grape juice fasting, yeah?
Yes.
And what day are you?
47.
47. All the best, all the best. I hope you'll get close to 108, if not more.
I'm doing 75 and see how it goes.
We are wishing you all the best. Can you tell us in few words how your experience was with this? How you, and perhaps like your challenges, to describe us how your days are going by, okay?
Okay. I'm glad I started this during my holidays because the beginning was the most difficult part, the first week especially, because I wasn't trained in dry fasting. I was pushing my limits. So one day I did like 20 hours, which most I had done was about 12 hours. So I was feeling very weak. I was feeling dizzy. I had heavy breathing during the first week. And then these symptoms came and went. I didn't have them every day. And after that, I was really getting used to dry fasting. I was getting used to not needing a lot of food or even exercising I could do. But now I'm back at work. I can't do dry fasting. I will only be doing it during the weekends. I'm feeling okay. I'm functioning okay, actually. The only symptom that is bothering me now are being nauseous at sometimes. So, but not nauseous to the point of being sick, but just having an upset stomach. And I also have a very...
So now what about your weight loss?
I lost during the first 31 days, which was the first month, I lost 12 kilos. And now I have lost about another three. I'm losing a lot less now, a lot less.
So a total of 15 kilos?
About 16 kilos, yes.
About 16 kilos. Deci Maria a pierdut până acum, de la începutul, începând cu prima zi a celor 47 de zile, a pierdut în total 15 kg și ceva, aproape 16. Maria, and how you will describe now, like describe for someone who's new, yeah, how your day looks in this protocol?
It's a perfectly normal day. Actually, I wasn't sure if I could continue because I wasn't sure if I could function with this, but because I was already used to it. I mean, I don't know if I could manage now to start. I would advise somebody to start during the holidays and continue so that they can train their body to go back to work. So when I go to work, I have a juice. This week, because it was after the Moritz, and because the canteen doesn't do grape, he does apples, he did an apple juice for me, which was 2 or 3 apples. And then I come home, I eat if I'm hungry. Most of the times I'm not hungry, actually. I eat some grapes, and sometimes I don't even need to have dinner, or if I need to, I have some juice.
So it's kind of a master fast hybrid, like you eat if you feel the need once a day,
in the morning I feel hungry now. I didn't feel hungry before, but now because I get up very early, I feel hungry. So I need to eat something in the morning. And then from that point on, I only eat when I'm hungry, which is not very much. At home I only eat grapes or grape juice. At work I had to take apples because he doesn't have any other fruit. But I'm hoping that he can bring grapes for me so I can do grapes all the time.
So your day looks. I have translated for my friends. So your day looks that you do eat something when your body needs.
Yes, exactly.
When your body.
Actually, you can tell them that I cannot force myself to eat something because if I do that, I might feel sick. That's why I only take something if I need it.
Okay, Maria. So you wake up, you have your fruit in the morning if you want it, or your juice fruit. When do you take your tinctures?
I take my tinctures after I come home.
It's easier for you to take the full dose in the afternoon, after the work.
Yeah, because it's a full dose, and even though I let the alcohol evaporate, sometimes It makes
it knocks you down.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
and so Maria, now you are doing the castor oil packs on your kidneys. You used it. I remember you used it on your throat when you were.
I did, and it helped. I mean, there were days I couldn't swallow. I was so swollen inside. You couldn't see anything from the outside. I was so swollen inside. It was making me gag.
Yeah.
And I used it for 3, 4, 5 consecutive days, and it was okay. So I don't use it now because I mean, it was warm. I was using it because I had to use it. If I feel pain, wherever I feel pain, be it the kidneys or wherever else, I put a castor oil pack.
What other methods you use, Maria, besides the dry fasting and the castor oil? You move daily. I know that you.
I move every time I feel I have the strength to do it. I mean, I want to do it, but I'm not able to do it every day. Like while I was doing the Moritz, there was no way I could do that. And I left myself to rest the next 3 or 4 days because I was feeling quite weak actually. But exercise is definitely in my plans, and it will be in my plans.
You do it basically as much as you can when you are able, yeah?
Yes.
And when you feel the strength.
Because I want to sweat, because I'm not eliminating enough, and I want to get things out through my skin.
Okay, that you might exaggerate with exercises.
No,
yeah, you do weightlifting. Weightlifting?
I do it. I start doing about 15 to 25 minutes of walking to make me sweat, but not very intensively. So I get warmed up. And then I do weights, but I don't do the weights I did before. I try not to raise my pulse.
Okay.
It's not always possible, but I try.
Okay, there's Maria. Okay.
And after the exercise, I try, if I have time, to do some steam bath.
Steam bath, okay. Deci, Maria, you are monitoring from what I know your blood pressure. Yeah.
Yes.
It's good to tell our friend that it's good to have this monitorized, but it's not the bottom line of whatever happens to you, because this will fluctuate.
Yes,
is it
exactly.
in your case? Yeah. Is it in your case like sometimes the upper number goes up and down?
Yes,
or?
at the beginning they went up, and in fact they went to higher levels than I ever had, because I never had high blood pressure. And then it started lowering down. Sometimes I have it lower, sometimes I have it, it still fluctuates, but not like
not the big.
No. That was only at the beginning.
Only at the beginning. I was telling my friends that what we discussed before, what you told me before, that your blood pressure was fluctuating.
Yeah.
Okay, and I was telling them the values that you started at the beginning to close to 140, and now you go somewhere around 120.
10 to 7, 11 to 8, something like that. And I noticed that always my right side, which seems to have, one adrenal has more problems and one kidney has more problems.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Maria, what I wanted you to ask you, what did you find most challenging in this detox and this protocol? Did you find the hunger, the energy, the mental setting?
Actually, I was surprised because I was expecting to have huge starch cravings and huge salt cravings, which I had before with just fruit. When I was taking just fruit, I had huge salt cravings. I didn't have salt cravings during this fast, very rarely. And I'm starting now to have some cooked food cravings, but food was not a problem for me. Hunger was not a problem for me. Lack of energy was not a problem for me, maybe because I was at home. The biggest problem for me was the heavy breathing, like difficulty in breathing. That was a problem for me. And feeling weak.
And?
Not feeling weak.
Feeling weak, the weakness.
Yeah, because that's something I never had in my life. I didn't have weaknesses.
Okay.
I never had weaknesses. I never fainted in my life. I was always full of energy and things like that.
What would you like, Maria, to say in addition to what we talked now? What would you advise people if they want to try this protocol?
It's perfectly doable. It's best, like I said, to start, if they can do the first days during the holidays, to get themselves started, to take it slowly, because I started with long hours dry fasting and it hit me. I mean, so if somebody can start slowly, it's better for them.
And build up, yeah?
Yes, to not force themselves to eat, because it really doesn't have any result. It just makes you sick. Basically, to take it easy, to listen to their bodies, basically, to listen to their needs.
Maria, I want to thank you very much, but I want to ask you before we end our interview, and with this occasion, I'm thanking you very much for giving me the honor to take you an interview. You want to add anything for the people?
I have noticed for those who have food cravings, because I didn't have a lot of food cravings, and I noticed that all the food cravings come from smelling or seeing things. So if you can keep things away, I mean, if you have a family, you obviously cannot, but if you can stay away from looking at food or from smelling food, then you shouldn't have many problems.
Maria, I think we said it all. I thank you very much for the honor you gave me to do this. I know that this will help. This is not to make publicity to anything, because the master fast system is there on the internet. They can do it, but it's different when they hear a testimonial from someone who did it. Yeah, and encourage them to try it. What I want to tell them, and then I talk now. Sorry. What I want to tell them that it doesn't matter if you do 20 days or 40 days or 60 days, as long as you try your best, and when you do some amount, you can try anytime later, get more ready mentally, and I don't know, spiritually, material, because you have to also to make a stock on grapes. Maybe, what you said with the holiday, it will help you with the holiday.
The holiday, try to stay away from food, try to stay away from smelling food if you can do it.
And that means that you cut out all your social interaction as much as possible.
Go out with people who do the same thing as you.
Yeah, exactly. Maria, I translated. I thank you once again for the participation and for giving the chance to people to find out about this protocol, and showing them that you are well and alive and functional. One last question, because I forgot to ask you at the beginning. Why did you choose to make this protocol?
I was diagnosed with a precancerous situation back in mid-July, and I didn't want to do it the conventional way, because they were suggesting an operation to do a triangle cut. In the cervical area, and I didn't want to do this. And I'm still checking it medically. I will be doing the tests, but if I see improvements, and I'm sure I will see improvements, I will not go through with whatever they are suggesting.
Okay, Maria.
Plus, I think other problems will be solved as well, which I have.
Sure. Thank you once again so much. Have a nice Sunday.
Thank you.
Okay, I translated the whole thing.
And thank you for being always there and advising me and making me do this.
So whatever effort you put into this is yours. But thank you for the appreciation. I appreciate what you do, and I'm very proud of you that you achieved that much. And I'm sure you'll do even more.
I'm planning to.
Okay. All the best, Maria, from all of us.
Thank you to all of you.
Silaya.